And I can tell you that Mayor Cranley is joining us now live in studio with what we are learning about the investigation and the new calls to stop what some say are senseless shootings. Mayor, thanks so much for coming in on your Sunday. We appreciate that. Is there anything new that you can tell us? Anything about the investigation, finding the suspects at large or suspect we don't even know?
Well, the investigation is ongoing. I know for a fact that our police and fire are working their tails off. I spent the morning at CIS with them. Of course, they were up all night, and they're doing everything they can. Look, let me also say this is one of the worst days in the history of Cincinnati. I've spent my life here. This is absolute tragedy. I want to continue to ask everyone in this community to pray for the victims and their families, especially as you talk to one of the mothers of the victims who's fighting for his life. Let's pray for him and his mother as they hopefully can get through this.
And on that note, have you been able to talk to any of the family members or any of the folks who've been injured, the deceased, anything?
I haven't yet, mainly because the police investigation is ongoing, and I don't want to interfere with that in any way. I did spend a good part of my day going out and to the police and fire districts and thanking them for their service. We need everyone to step up. We need witnesses to come forward. We need people to have the courage to point to these shooters, and we need to bring these shooters to justice. What happened is totally awful, heinous crimes. People should not be victimized by gun violence when they go out and have a good time.
We have been hearing, we've been beating the bushes out in the community that this is some sort of retaliation, some sort of fight that started somewhere else and ended up here. What are you hearing, and as you as mayor, what can you do to stop this from happening again?
Well, I think there are a lot of theories as to what this may be, and I think it's important to let the police do their work. Obviously, the first thing we heard this morning with a mass shooting was it a terrorist activity? Not a traditional definition of terrorism that we've come to know in Miami and elsewhere, but to the victims and to everyone in that room, what difference does it make when guns start firing? You're being terrorized by gun violence. There are far too many guns. The gun should never have been in there. And obviously, we are going to be looking in, the police will be looking into the club, into the security protocols, and obviously, most importantly, bringing the shooters to justice.
You talked about the security protocols. We heard in one of the stories I think Evan just did is that there are 2 lines to go into this club. One where they're wanted, one you pay extra, and you don't get checked. 1, is that okay? 2, this place has had problems before. Do you expect there could be a criminal investigation into this club?
I think that the club will be closely investigated. I'm not in a position to say whether it's criminal or not. I do know that there were incidences at the club in the past, that they had agreed to a security protocol that included wanting people to go in. And if it's true, as it's been reported, that people were able to avoid that for a fee, that is a serious problem.
We have so many more questions for you, but unfortunately my time is up. Thank you again for coming in this evening, and we know that you'll be staying on top of this.
Well, our hearts are broken, but our spirit is not. We will get through this. We will bring these shooters to justice, and I'm asking for everyone to help by stepping forward if they know anything, and to pray for the victims.
You grew up here. I grew up here. I never thought this would happen here.
Not in our city, but we will overcome it.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that.